Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins. In the last episode, Rintaro spent the morning on the roof of the radio building, trying to grapple with a very terrible choice, a very difficult one as well. If he remains here on the Alpha World line, Convergence will take the life of Mayuri. But if he jumps ship to the Beta World line, Kurisu will die on the 28th of July. Because on that day, shortly after Dr. Nakabashi's lecture, Kurisu was murdered. And it seems that from the expression on Kurisu's face that she finally realizes that we are not playing a prank, we are not being hoeing Kiyoma.
そしてそれはアトラクターフィールド理論による収束のせいでどうしても回避できない。マユリを救おうとするなら俺はお前を見殺しにしないといけないんだ。
And of course it goes without saying, if we want to save you, we have to let Mayuri die. Either way, we will end up having to sacrifice Kurisu or Mayuri. Kurisu says nothing. What expression is she making now? I reluctantly sneak a look at her face. She's staring out across the cityscape, and she's smiling. Her eyes look distant. I see neither fear nor sadness in her face. She seems accepting. Kurisu is always like this. Always calm, no matter what. Except for the times where she is constantly arguing with you, Rintaro. It's hard to believe that she's younger than me. Well, she only just turned 18 this year, so she's not that younger than you. Her soft chestnut hair blows in the wind. I believe it's red in the anime. She lifts a hand to hold it down.
ねえ、岡部。アトラクターフィールドってどこまで信憑性があると思う？
We can argue theories all we want, but the fact remains is that convergence is real, Kurisu.
信憑性?
Even at the revelation of your own possible demise, which is a certainty on the Beta World line, you're still playing the proverbial scientist.
あれって全部ジョン・タイター、天音さんの受け売りでしょ?
Indeed, we were told that by Suzuha herself, but I'm not following.
2036年時点ではスタンダードらしいけど、その時代の研究者たちは一体どうやってそれが正しいって証明したの?
Probably through the research of Hoin Kiyoma.
理論が間違っていると言いたいのか。だが確かに収束は存在する。俺はそれを身をもって体験した。
Indeed. Mayuri, Yugo Tanuji, Moeka Kiryu, and of course, yourself. Convergence is real, and it is far from kind.
収束は正しいとしても、無限個に枝分かれした世界線が重ね合わせ状態になっているっていうのは?
The relationship between world lines.
俺が世界線を移動すると 世界は再構成される。過去から未来までだ。
Indeed, once we shift from one world line to another, everything in between is basically rebuilt from the ground up to accept that particular world line. Otherwise, that could create a time paradox.
それって岡部の主観での話でしょ？
I'm not following your reasoning. Yes, indeed, from the perspective of those within those particular world lines, they have no memory or knowledge of anything that's taken place outside of said world lines. Of course, the only reason that Rintaro has this memory is because of reading Steiner. Unfortunately, Kurisu, the dilemma that we are currently facing has nothing to do with perspectives.
あんたの脳が認識してる私はベータ世界線に行くと死んでるのよね。
The me that your brain perceives. I actually find that a laughably ludicrous statement, especially coming from you of all people, Kurisu Makase. Once we go to the beta line, it's not just the fact that the you that we perceive will die. You will be dead. You will be dead.
それはつまり私が死んでいる世界線と私が死んでいない世界線のうちあんたの主観が前者を選んだってことになるわけだけど。
You're missing the point that we will actually be physically kind of shifting world lines, so to speak. The world itself will essentially be rewritten to accommodate those changes.
あんたの脳が認識する世界と私の脳が認識する世界は別物かもしれないっていう可能性はないのかな。
You're speaking of multiverse theory. Brains. I forgot her specialty was neuroscience. Unfortunately, neuroscience cannot help our predicament. It will not answer the choice as to who to protect and who to let go. Mayuri or Kurisu?
別物って世界が分裂するということか。
分裂というか電車みたいなものなのかも。
That is a very poor analogy, Kurisu. And even if that were the case, even if world lines were in fact separate from one another, similar to the vein of parallel worlds, once we jump ship, the you here cannot come with us. It is impossible.
電車？
わかりやすい例を挙げると
Define easy, Kurisu. Kurisu takes out her phone and starts fiddling with it.
路線図で調べてみたけど秋葉原から横浜に行くのにどの路線を選ぶか。
So you want to jump from point A to point B.
お前鉄オタだったのか。
For those of you who want to know what a rail fan is, it's basically a rail otaku.
違う。例えよ、例え。あんたは山手線で東京駅まで出てそこから東海道本線に乗るのを選んだ。
That's an interesting example. Kurisu keeps talking as she looks at her phone, apparently reading off an itinerary.
でも私は山手線で大崎まで行った後湘南新宿ラインに乗った。
So, what you're saying is that Rintaro can take one route, and you're taking another, a completely different route, or
もしか
route
し
or
たら別
whatever.
の人。橋田なんかは そもそもいきなり秋葉原から京浜東北線に乗っちゃうかもしれない。
And and Daru takes a
マユ
third
リなら
route.
東京から新幹線に乗るかも。
And Mayuri might take a fourth route.
岡部と私は東京駅までは同じ電車に乗ってるけど、そこからは違う線に乗って同じ目的地を目指している。
I think I'm finally starting to get some vague idea of where she's going with
パラレル
this.
ワールドを主張するのか。
Say if she is correct, and worldline 1 is Rintaro, worldline 2 is Kurisu, worldline 3 is Daru, and worldline 4 is Mayuri. They all take completely different routes from point A to point B. However, there is one problem with this, Kurisu. Even if you're claiming the existence of those parallel worlds, and that the world lines are separate, even though the four of them will end up basically arriving at the same destination at each world line, they're still not technically at the exact same destination in terms of time and space. Rintaro would still be on world line 1, Kurisu would still be on world line 2, Daru on 3, and Mayuri on 4. Now let's claim for the sake of argument that in the other world lines, Kurisu, Daru, and Mayuri all had reading Steiner, and they all jumped to various points in the world lines. That's they still essentially face the same dilemma as Rintaro Okabe. Everyone else's perspective, once something changes in those perspective world lines, or respective world lines I meant to say, anyone else in those world lines, their entire experience and perception will be altered to fit those particular changes.
たまには私も妄想ぐらいする。
So you're a Chunibiu as well as Nat Chandler.
でも世界が一つだと誰が証明した？
Indeed, multiverse theory, the thing that can neither be proven nor disproven.
鈴葉の言葉と俺のリーディングシュタイナーが。
正体不明のタイムトラベラーと原因不明の特殊能力ね。
I know it's completely vague, but it's no less vague than your hypothesis.
鈴葉は正体不明では。
彼女が橋田の娘かどうかは誰にも証明できない。2036年から来たかも、ディストピアのことも証明できない。実際に2036年にならないとね。
And unfortunately, in this world line, Suzuha's time machine could only go back in time, which is rather unfortunate.
そもそも、もしリーディングシュタイナーが正しいなら、あらゆる人間の記憶があんたの主観に引きずられていることになる。
I don't think that's how it works. I don't think reading Steiner actually has an effect, is what actually has an effect on everyone else. It's just that Rintaro has the ability to retain previous memories from the world line, and to a very lesser extent, though not on the same level as Rintaro, Faris, Ruka, and Moeka all had the same experience. Again, much to a lesser extent.
もしそうだったら、岡部は文字通り神よ。
I sincerely doubt that Horin Kyoma is technically a god. And by the way, if we were a god, then we should be able to save both Mayuri and Kurisu. Unfortunately, convergence is completely outside of our hands.
でも現実には神なんていない。
I think Rintaro and I would concur with you wholeheartedly on this matter, Kurisu Makase.
世界はあんたを中心に回っているわけじゃない。
I suppose each person's perspective is incredibly unique, but do I have to keep pointing this out to you, Kurisu? That none of that information applies to the situation here and now.
あんたの脳がそう錯覚させているだけ。
We're not talking about the world revolving around Horin Kiyoma. We're talking about trying to save two people in a sea of causality.
世界にとってあんたが神だというなら、同体積の脳を持つ私も世界にとって神になれるわけで。
If that's what you want to believe, then I shall leave you to it. But that's not how it works.
何が言いたいんだ。
仮に岡部の主観が私が死ぬ世界線を選んだとして、私の主観も同じように私が死ぬ世界線を選ぶとは限らない。
There's a reason for that. It's because you'll be dead.
それは私の主観がここに存在していることからもわかる。
This isn't about subjectivity anymore, Kurisu.
すでにこの世界線は私が死なない世界線なわけだから。
And yet you are going to die on the beta worldline.
あんたの主観がベータ世界線に行ってしまっても、私の主観はここに留まることだってできるのかもしれない。
True, but the thing is, even if the worldline reconstructs itself so that a Rintaro Okabe of the Alpha worldline remains, that's still... Convergence is still going to be a real factor. Mayuri is still going to die on this worldline, and you're still going to die on the Beta worldline.
精神はどこにあるかって話。そして私は私の精神をあんたの好きにさせたくない。
It's not a question of who's having whose way with whose soul. If you want to blame somebody, blame convergence, blame causality.
科学
You're
者
not
とは思
making
え
any
ないほどの
sense.
ファンタジーな理論だ。
Indeed, that was a truly flimsy hypothesis, especially for a genius prodigy such as yourself.
でも可能性はゼロじゃない。
Yeah, a slight chance on the verge of 0.0000001%.
だからあんたは何も心配する必要はない。
Oh sure, we have absolutely nothing to worry about except which world line to stay on and which person to let go. You're such a help. Kurisu smiled. You should not be smiling in this situation. I just told her that she's going to die, but if she lives, then Mayuri is going to die.
私を見殺しにできないって言って悩んでるのよね。
It's not just you, it's Mayushi. We also want
でも
to live.
今の私の仮説で言えば、私は別の可能性世界線で生き続けていける。
Indeed you will, just not on the one that we're going to, which is the point of why we're talking to you in the first place. Oh my god. You are
だか
a
ら
hopeless case.
そもそも岡部は悩む必要なんてない。
We've already jumped through countless alpha world lines trying to keep Mayuri Shino alive. If we go to the beta world line, will we have to do the same thing with Kurisu? Except we can't. Because on the beta world line, Kurisu Makase is dead. Which will mean that we won't have the time leap machine. We can't go back in time to save her life, let alone warn her, because if we do, we'll just jump right back to the alpha world line again and we'll be ending up right back where we started, even though by jumping back to the beta world line we will be back where we started before this whole
仮
mess
説は仮
began.
説だ。
アトラクタフィールド理論だって仮説。まだ誰にも何も証明されてないから。2036年時点では証明されていたとしても、その証明を今の私たちは確認できないから。
Neither does your flimsy hypothesis, by the way. Just pointing that out.
そう考えれば未来の可能性は無限よ。
Anything is possible, except everything is not possible because of convergence. Kurisu turns her back to me after finishing. It's an armchair theory, a daring armchair theory that could quite possibly render meaningless everything I've done up till now. All the pain, misery, trauma, everything that we've put ourselves through in order to save Mayuri Shina. How can Kurisu stay so calm? She's just an 18-year-old girl.
ちなみに心配なんかしてくれなくてもいいから。岡部にそんなことされたら結構プライド傷つく。
What are you, Vegeta now all of a sudden?
そんな言い方。
Fortunately, to break the tension, we're getting a call from Mayuri.
もしもし。
And she's looking rather unhappy.
マユリか。
Displayed on the screen is Mayuri's face, devoid of its usual brightness for some reason.
どうした？
あのね、ダル君から聞いたんだ。オカリンがなんだか変だったって。
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of days, at least from this respective worldline.
マユシーはコミマに夢中になってて、オカリンのことよく見ててあげられなかったね。
And Mayuri's still on the first day of Komima.
いつもならオカリンが元気なかったらすぐに気づくのに。
Mayuri's normally pretty perceptive, despite her outward behavior.
ごめんね。
Don't apologize. You have nothing to apologize for, Mayushi. You've done nothing wrong.
でね、何かあったの？
A question that cuts to the very heart of the matter.
オカリン？
But we can't tell her. We can't. I've kept it a secret from her all this time. That's the way it has to be. It would certainly break her heart if she knew the truth, and yet I think her heart is going to break no matter what, because in 2 days from now, on the final day of Komima, Mayuri Shina will die.
何もないよ。
Except everything is wrong.
そっか。
Wish we could say more, but we can't.
あのね、前はよくマユシーにいろんな話してくれたよね。
That would be in the days before Daru and Kurisu.
例えば、機関には幹部が4人いて、それぞれゲップとスダチと声優とジャコだっけ。
Oh Mayuri, you're still so innocent and silly.
玄武とスザクと清流と白虎だ。
Black Tortoise, Vermilion Bird, Blue Dragon, and White Tiger. The 4 leaders of the mysterious organization. An organization, if you haven't already figured it out, and I'm pretty sure you have, is nothing more than a piece of Rintaro Okabe's Chunibyu imagination. Just like Horin Kiyoma, insane mad scientist. Unfortunately, in this world line, the role of the organization is filled in the real world by CERN.
そうそう、それ。
But we have no time to play Horin Kiyoma. In fact,
そういうね、オカリンのお話、とっても面白かったな。
and I'm glad one of us was enjoying it.
でもねえ、オカリン、あのね、マユシーのこと重荷に感じてたら言ってね。
So that's the reason for Mayuri's distress. She believes herself to be a burden to Rintaro, which is not the case.
そんなこと。
じゃあとりあえず切るね。もしマユシーにいろいろお話ししたいなって思ったらいつでも電話してくれていいからね。
Hopefully we will. That's a promise.
じゃあトゥットゥルー。
And it feels like it's been forever since we heard that cheerful sing-song greeting. Mayuri hung up on me.
マユリ、なんだって？
あいつ何が重荷だよ。勝手に自分を責めやがって。ふざけるなよ、クソ。いつもは空気を読めないくせに、なんでこういう時だけ。
I believe that's just how Mayuri Shina is.
重荷ね。
俺は一度だってマユリを重荷に感じたことはない。
In the past, Rintaro has always thought of Mayuri as the hostage of Horin Kiyoma. But in reality, she was the very bedrock that was keeping Rintaro Okabe sane in this world. However, it seems that in the Alpha World line, that role has somehow shifted to none other than Kurisu Makase.
だったらそれをはっきり言ってあげればいい。
And as a result, Mayushi is feeling a little left out. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to leave Mayuri in the dark. She never looks like she's thinking anything, and yet she saw my doubt. Either way, I can't tell her the truth. Painful as it
岡部、
is. Kurisu sighs and then glares at me.
これまでのあんたなら悩んだりしなかったはず。
That was in the past.
とりあえずマユリに会いに行くべき。
Although your advice is perfectly sound.
あの子だっていろいろ思うところがあるんだろうし。
She's right. Even if I don't tell Mayuri the truth, I need to at least tell her something. I'll postpone my decision and go to see Mayuri. That's about all we can do at this point. It's afternoon on the first day of Komima, and the crowds are finally beginning to thin out. I believe that now is a very good time to end the episode, this particular episode of Let's Play Steins Gate, and when we return we shall wade through the trenches of Komima and find Mayuri Shina. As always, until next we meet, adventurers.